Hello, magical humans. Welcome back. This is Madison Rose Dalmaso. Today is day 6 of 365 days of the Mojo Challenge, where I teach you how to earn more money through joy. I'm so excited to be here. Today I'm going to share a story with you about how, and I put it as the title of the video. Hi, Gabriella. Good morning. How strategy alone absolutely tanked my business a year and a half ago. And I'm going to share with you a story, and I'm going to share with you how maybe this applies in your own life and your own business, and how to not make the same mistakes that I did. Greetings, Darla. Welcome. As you guys are coming on, I want you to know that I love interacting. That's part of the reason why I'm here, is because I want to connect to more people on a daily basis. So if you're new here, say hello. If you're watching the replay, comment #Mojo below. That is kind of like our tagline for this year together, is Mojo. And it came out, I think, the second or the third day of this challenge, where I was like, we're gonna earn more money through joy. And I was like, Mojo. And we're like, yes, oh my gosh, let's do it. So we are in the Mojo Challenge, and we're gonna be here every day for the next 359 days at 11:11 a.m. Eastern. So there's friends coming from TikTok on here, there's friends coming from Instagram on here. Facebook is the place where it is happening live. So live every day at 11:11 a.m. We're going to be right here. A little short version will be posted on my TikTok account, which is official Madison Rose. The full versions and the replays will be posted on YouTube, because it can be kind of tricky to find them all on Facebook. So the full versions will also be on YouTube. And then Instagram is like my connection place. So the way that we connect the most, share stories, share wins, all that fun stuff is on Instagram. So this is going to be on all the platforms, but if you want to be in the live energy and you want to ask questions and engage with me every day, then Facebook is the place to be. Good morning and welcome, Katika. Welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. Guys, I'm getting my hair done today. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. Tomorrow when you see me, I'll have a fresh, new hairdo going on. I've been on a hair health journey as of late, and for my ladies watching, hey John, welcome. For my ladies watching, my hair has never been healthier, and my secret is I have been using Monate, I think that's how you say it, for the last 3 years. That's like my hair care go-to. But I've also mixed in other brands now that I know what to look for and what not to look for my hair. It's a sidetrack. And so I've been using products that have a low pH level, and that really helps with health and frizz and all the things. And I also, every time before I shower, this is TMI, not really, but I sleep with oil in my hair. So from here down, I'll put in grapeseed oil in my hair, and I'll put my hair in braids, and I'll sleep at night, and then I'll wake up and shower in the morning and wash my hair. And I do that every time I wash my hair. So if tomorrow's a wash day, then you bet I'm going to bed tonight with grapeseed oil in my hair, sleeping on it, and then washing my hair in the morning. And then I wake up and my hair is just amazing after I shower, of course. So there's a tip for you, hair care tip. Yay! Okay, getting into today. So let's go back to day 1 of opening the Madison Rose brand. We opened, hi Grammy. I love when my family comes on here, it makes me so happy. Day 1 of opening the Madison Rose brand, I was excited. I'm like, here we go, we're gonna do this, we're gonna earn millions in our first year. I had this huge vision. I was so excited to just be in my own brand and be in my own identity, and I was just so excited to harness the power of that, right? New energy, new people, new programs, me being able to be authentically me, and just being the face of the company, right? Good morning, John. So I was so excited, and I had all these plans, and I wanted to prove to the world that I could do it, right, by myself. And so I got into business, and I'm like, obviously I had been taught to run a coaching business a certain way. And that way was largely through strategies and not so much energetics, right? All of a sudden I was in my own business, And I was like, oh, like, you have to earn money to do what you love. Like, yeah, I love this, but like, also we've got to earn money or we can't do what we love, right? It's like, oh, this is different, right? And so I started bringing on all the things that I thought I needed in order to do well. And don't get me wrong, like the first month in business was a 6-figure sales month, not cash, but sales. The first month, so June 2021 was a 6-figure sales month, which was like I'm doing it, I did it. And then I got so excited and I started hiring in all of these things. Now I teach people, like, make sure you have 3 months of consistency before you go and you bring in all of this stuff, because you want to make sure that it's consistent results and not like sporadic manifesting. Right? But I didn't know that, and it was my first rodeo by myself. So I brought in, Facebook ad person and a funnels person and like 5 team members that were like on salary and like all of these things. And I started to create a very masculine structure inside my business, which was the very reason, well, one of the very reasons why I wanted to start my own business, was to get away from structure and strategy and follow intuition and be in my feminine and earn magic money. And so all of a sudden I'm looking at my business and I'm like, this looks very familiar. This kind of looks exactly like what I didn't want. How did this happen? How did this happen? If this is what I didn't want, then why am I staring at it in the face again? And so it was so interesting to see how my programming showed up again right underneath my nose, and I didn't even know I was doing it. But this is what I asked for, right? I wanted my own business so that I could finally see the reflection of my own paradigms, my own, right, subconscious programming. Hi, Jill. Good morning. Welcome. And I got that. I got exactly that. So I projected everything that I believed to be true about business and life and all the things. And for the first time, I could see it so clearly staring at me back in the face. Like, whoa, now I did this. There's no fingers to point anywhere else. There's no one else to blame. It's just me and my business is an extension of me. And I don't like it. All of a sudden, I didn't like going to my own team meetings. I had hired someone in and he was telling me that I needed to have a meeting with my team every single day at 9 a.m. What? No, that sounds like corporate America. That is not what I signed up for. So all of a sudden, I had this man telling me what to do in my own business. If you don't do this, then it's not going to work. If you don't do this, then it won't happen. If you don't do this, and the people aren't going to see the post. If you don't use scarcity tactics, they're not going to buy. You need to sell more when you're talking. You're not talking with enough enthusiasm and joy. No shit. You took the freaking sail right out of my boat. You took away my spirit. You're not allowing me to be myself. Like, you're criticizing and condemning every single freaking thing I do. How am I supposed to feel authentic in me? How am I supposed to tap into my joy? I can't. Too much structure, too many things got heavy. I was left feeling like a deflated balloon. I didn't want to show up to my team meetings. I didn't want to talk to this guy on the phone. Every time he called me and talked about my business, I was like, oh my God, no. I don't want to do it. I don't want to answer the phone. Every time we got off the phone, I had anxiety. Now I'm grateful for it because I look back and I'm like, wow, that taught me so much. It taught me to follow my joy and earn magic money, not to bog myself down with strategy and statistics and all this balagna that marketing bros will tell you need in order to be a success. So what did I do? After 2.5 months of not wanting to show up to my own team meetings, not wanting to talk to this guy on the phone, not wanting to even look at the Facebook ads or understand the numbers, not wanting to even go live anymore because I felt like I was going to be like ridiculed, to letting go of literally everyone. I let go of every single person except for my executive assistant. Everyone went bye-bye. For salespeople, sorry guys, I've got to take a step back. This is too much for me. Let them go. The guy that was doing all the things, that was trying to help me do all the things, let him go. Hey, this is not working. I don't like this. This is not vibing with my soul. It's done. And I had tried that so many times before, and every single time he talked me back into it. Like, no, this is gonna work. This is gonna be amazing. And I was like, what? Okay. But I didn't feel that in my bones. I was listening to somebody else tell me how my business was going to turn out. Terrible, 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 terrible. If you are not aligned, then the strategy that comes along is not going to align you. It's going to show you what you're aligned with. That was good. That was good. If you invest in a strategy and you're not aligned, the strategy is not going to make you millions. The strategy is going to show you exactly what you are aligned with, which may be a lot of debt, or miserable results, or not a vibe, not fun things. So I let everyone go and I went back to the bare bones minimum. And I was like, going back to the question of why did I start this? Why did I start the Madison Rose brand? Yes, it was to make money, but more than anything, like I was already making money before. That's not why I started this. So it's one of the reasons. Like, of course, I want to earn money through doing what I love. However, that was not the reason I left the other thing, and that was not the reason I started this company. It wasn't just to earn money. It was to earn money doing what I love in a way that I loved it. It was to earn money through joy. And all of a sudden, I found myself with no money and no joy. I mean, there was money coming in, there was cash flow, but it was coming in and going out, coming in and going out, coming in and going out. Not a sustainable business model. It's certainly not a good business model for your nervous system either, because you're always like, I don't know, is this gonna happen? You're in that constant, like, perpetual state of needing to manifest money to pay off things. And it's exhausting. And it's, like, not the way to run a business. But that was, like, my programming. So, though I was grateful that I could see my programming for the first time ever, because I was now not able to point fingers at anybody else, but I also was able to take a step back and reevaluate and build the business that I wanted to scale. See, when you have a business model that you don't like, there's no reason why you're going to want to scale that. If you don't like how you're doing something, you're never going to want to scale it. Why would I want to scale a business that I don't like? If I don't like it now, then I'm going to hate it when it's earning $1 million a month. I'm going to absolutely hate it. So, what do? Go back to the bare bones minimum. Let go of everybody. Get back to your joy. Get back to what you love. Build a model that you're obsessed with, and then you're going to be so excited to scale that, because you love not only what you're doing, but now you love how you are doing it. So the model that the Madison Rose brand has now is amazing. It's so good. I love it so much. It makes me so happy. Even if no one joined the model, I love doing the model that we have. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. But because I love it so much, a lot of people love it too. A lot of people join. A lot of people want to be a part of it. A lot of people want to know how I built it. Why? Not because it works magically, although it does, but because I'm lit up within it. And they can see that I love not only what I'm doing, but how I'm doing it. They can see that I'm truly earning money through the power of joy. And that, to me, is what business is all about. That, to me, is why business is a thing. When you start your own business, when anyone starts their own business, they're like, I want more freedom, I want more time freedom, I want more financial freedom, and I want to be able to do what I want, when I want. Right? Those are like the main 3 reasons. I want to be able to do what I want, when I want, which means I need time freedom and financial freedom. Okay, So here's your own business. You get your own business, and now all of a sudden, whatever industry you're in has industry norms or industry standards or industry statistics. And so all of a sudden you may find yourself like getting tumbled around like rocks in a tumbler. I used to tumble rocks when I was little until they were smooth. It was like my hobby. But all of a sudden you're getting tumbled around in a tumbler, and you're getting, I guess you are getting smoothed out because you're learning lessons, right? But nonetheless, all of a sudden you got all this stuff coming at you, all this tactics, all this numbers, all these strategies, and suddenly the dream dies. Because now it seems hard. Now it seems like impossible. Now it seems like the only way you can do what you love and love the way you do it is by following their model. And what if you don't like that model? What if it doesn't resonate with you? What if it's not aligned with you? What if it doesn't make your soul sing? You have to do it anyway? No, you don't. You don't. You can create a way that you love more than anything in the world. Not more than anything in the world, but you can create a way that you love, that you're obsessed with, a way that brings you joy. Does that mean that some days I don't wake up and I'm like, I want to do nothing today? Well, guess what? If that's the vibe, then I can actually do that now. Before, I had like 7 meetings on my calendar a day. And they were all meetings that I didn't even want to attend in my own business. Isn't that crazy? Hi, Sophia, welcome. So the Mojo challenge now, it's so funny to reflect on this time in life for me, because now what I do is like very much so the opposite. But without that experience, I never would have found the message that I have now. That makes sense? I never would have found my deeper purpose of why I'm here, which is to help people earn more money through joy. It's my absolute dream to help 11,111 people become millionaires in my lifetime through following their joy. And there's a few of you on here, a few of you have been in my DMs, you're like, I'm one of the millionaires. It's me. I'm one of them. And I love that. I'm obsessed with that. I'm so excited for that. Before, I didn't have that excited attachment to why I was showing up in my business, or why I was doing this, or why I even had the model that I did. I was just doing things because they worked. And the craziest, I thought they were going to work. And the craziest part about that was I didn't think that that was what I was doing. Like, at the time, I really thought I was following my joy. Actually, if I reflect back, I was just like, I wasn't tuned into what made me happy in business, actually. I didn't really know yet. And so I guess it took some sifting and sorting to see what I liked and what I didn't like. And it just so happened that the universe gave me a massive test, like right out of the gate in my business. Sometimes when you call in millions, the universe brings you experiences, because when you call in the presence of something, you also call in the opposite of it. And if you're not careful to focus on the presence of it only, then by law you also get a little bit of the opposite of it. If you're going to become a millionaire, then you need to know how to handle and manage $1 million business, right? So here came a test. And I don't believe that the universe gives you tests. I believe that you attract them through what you're focused on. It just so happens that every single thing that you desire also has an opposite. And it's normally attached, right? Normally they're always attached, right? Black is attached to white. If you keep following the stick from white, eventually you're going to get to gray, eventually you're going to get to black. But it's all the same thing, it's just a different side of the stick. So $1 million business, the opposite of the $1 million business that's thriving off of joy, is a business in debt that is not thriving off of joy. So it was almost like I learned all the lessons about this experience over here so that I didn't have to fear it anymore, and so that I knew how to navigate away from that and towards actually what I wanted. But most people, when things like that occur, they're like, oh, this isn't meant for me. I'm not meant to do this. I got a little bit of resistance. I went a little bit backwards. And so this must not be cut out for me. This must not be the thing for me. What if that was just sharpening you and making you stronger for the thing that you're asking for? Like that little girl, it's crazy. I've grown so much in the last 2 years, but the girl that started the Madison Rose brand could not have handled a multi-million-dollar business. No freaking way. No way. Couldn't even imagine what that would be like. I mean, evidently, right? The first month, 6-figure sales month, not cash sales, all the money went out the back door through paying for stuff that I didn't need. Thought I needed it. I didn't get that 6-figure cash month through any kind of tactic or strategy or statistic. I got it through following my joy. But then I thought, multiple 6-figure business, I've got to have structure. I've got to have strategy. I've got to do it how they're doing it now to support this thing. So I hired in all the things. And it bogged me down like this to the point where I hated my own business. But through that lesson, I was able to know and understand, like, okay, wait, it gets to be fun and it gets to earn a lot of money. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It can be both. It can be both. I can have it both. I can have both. I can have the very successful, thriving business, and I can have my joy. And I can do it the way that I want to do it. And I can love how it's set up. And so now I do. Now it's me and who else? My assistant is still with me. So I have my executive assistant, who's like my right-hand woman. And then I have everyone else is fractional. Everyone else is fractional. So everyone else works project to project. They're a part of our team, but they're not what am I trying to say? They're not exclusive to my team, so they have other clients and things that they work on. Only Kaylee is the only one that's like a salary person, my executive assistant. Everyone else is fractional and they help with the things when we want them. And eventually, maybe when I'm excited to, I'll bring them on, I don't know, more on a serious level, but right now it works. And that's the thing, like you don't want to, I expanded with expenses way too fast. I expanded with trying to hire people in way too fast because I thought that that's what you needed to do. And all of a sudden, the profit was, it's like, where's the profit though? How am I paying myself? Oh wait, I can't because I'm paying everybody else. Okay, wait, so why am I doing this again? So that I can be just running this business and not be able to celebrate at all because all my money is going towards other people to run this thing? The people that I was learning this model from, yes, they do very well. Number one, very masculine bro marketing people. Now, I was sold also on a hard closed phone call, which is just miserable, which I'll never do again. I will not get on sales calls. Nope. Which is also why I don't do sales calls in my business, because I don't like them. So why would I want to put you on one? No, thank you. If you want to ask questions about programs we have, you can message the Madison Rose team and we'll answer you. We'll get back to you. We'll answer your questions that you have about what you want to do. But we're not like sneaking you into a call to convince you which program is right for you. We don't do that. We don't do that at all. But there was a time that that's what we did. And I hated it. It was miserable. I didn't like it. It made me sad. And then we also got people that came into programs that it was like dragging them, you know, because they didn't want to be there in the first place. Or they weren't energetically ready for it anyways. So here they were in this new container that was supposed to be magical, but they were feeling like, so when do you make this work for me? Like they weren't at the level where they were ready to take responsibility for their life and like use the programs for what they were meant to do. So it was more like babysitting and hand-holding than anything else. Hey Elizabeth, hi Nick, welcome. The moral of the story for today is, and also guys, just to like conclude all this together. So this all happened within like a 3-month period. 6-figure sales month, hired everybody in, cash out, let everybody go. 3-month period. I mean, it was like, woo, 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 woo. It's crazy, like hyper speed. But one thing that I do credit myself on is my ability to make the decisions as fast as I did. Although it seemed like it took me forever to decide, it was a 3-month window of my life, of my business. 3 months. It took me 3 months to realize, oh no, this isn't what I want. And let go of everyone with no shame towards me. So if you're in a business, if you have a business that you're like, I don't like how we're doing this, or I don't like this, or this makes me feel icky, or every time I talk to this person I have anxiety, or like, you know, you just feel in your bones that there's a better way to do it and that you don't like how you're doing it, take a step back. It's okay. I promise you, eventually, when you remodel your business and how you do it, how you acquire clients and stuff, when you love that, you're going to be so excited to grow and to scale it. It's going to be a totally different energy, a totally different vibe when you love not only what you do, but how you do it. Because remember, the how you do what you do makes up 90% of the experience. If you don't love how you're doing the thing that you love to do, then you're going to start thinking that you don't actually love doing what you thought you loved doing, because you're not doing it in a way that you love. It's very important. Can't stress this enough. If the container is not bringing you joy, then how can you possibly enjoy the thing that you say that you love to do if you're not doing it in a way that you love? It's like taking a beautiful painter who loves to paint by the water because they feel expansive and free and they get a lot of intuitive ideas and hunches by the water, and saying you have to go paint in a dungeon. Now they're in this cold, dark, gloomy dungeon with no water flow and no presence of life whatsoever except for the maggots underneath the floorboards. And all of a sudden, they have no inspiration. All of a sudden, Source isn't communicating with them. All of a sudden, they don't remember why they started painting in the first place. All of a sudden, they're like, I'm not even a good painter anymore. Look at this garbage. I suck. I have no inspiration. God's not talking to me. I don't like what I'm painting. I hate where I'm painting. This place is terrible. And maybe their mentor, the person outside, saying, good painters can paint anywhere. Just paint. And they're like, I can't. I need the water. And I need to love where I'm doing it and how I'm doing it. And I don't like the dungeon because it's dark and it's cold and there's maggots underneath the floorboards and it makes me sad. And I can't hear God's word and I have no inspiration. I'm dying. And now I can't paint. So that painter might get confused and think, I'm just not a good painter anymore. I'm going to quit. I'm just not a good painter. I'm going to quit because my paintings look like garbage. Yay, Sophia! That makes me happy. My paintings look like garbage, then I'm garbage, so I quit. I'm not meant for this. I'm not cut out for this. Clearly, I'm not good at this. Clearly, it was a fluke. Me being a painter. When all they needed was to paint by the river. In their favorite spot. And then ideas start flowing and they're aligned with not only what they're doing, but how they're doing it. And they feel excited and the river's flowing and all of a sudden God starts to talk to them again. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, I'm a good painter. I just missed the river. I'm still a good painter. I still have my gifts. I just missed the river. The dungeon wasn't inspiring enough for me. I didn't love that place. And so my creativity was dimmed. You with me? If you like your business and you like what you offer people and you are really good at it, but you're not doing it in a way that you love it, you're gonna feel like the painter in the dungeon with no inspiration. How can you possibly be the fullest, most expansive version of yourself if you've put yourself in this box that you don't like? Because everyone else tells you need to be in this box. But you don't like this box. This box doesn't bring you inspiration. I mean, you guys, it got to the point where I would get on a live stream and just literally read notes because I was like, my channel is completely gone. And for a while I wondered, like, am I ever going to have my magic back? Am I ever gonna get it back? I used to just get on lives and just talk for like hours upon hours, and it'd be magic and fun, and we'd have a good time, and it wouldn't be calculated or planned. It would just be free and flowing, and people would buy, and it was fun. The first month in business and the pre-launch of my business, when we were having people come in before the LLC was even formed. It was so much fun, and it was messy, but it was fun. And I was in my flow, and it was good, and money was coming in, and clients were winning, and I was light. My energy was light, and it was fun. And then all of a sudden I find myself with this structure where I have to hit these 3 points in the live stream or else I wasn't good enough. And I had to start off with a hook statement so that the beginning of my live stream was catchy enough so everyone would stay on the live. Like, what the? And all of a sudden, what? Channel, cut. Inspiration, cut. Intuitive hunches, cut. When you don't leave room for God, for source, it can't communicate with you. He can't communicate with you. If you don't leave room for inspiration when you're on the expansive balcony in front of the river, and you feel expansive and you feel free, and all of a sudden you're getting all these hits, and now you can paint this beautiful Van Gogh painting. But you're in a dungeon, there's no inspiration around, you can't see God at all. I'm not a good painter. I lost my talent. That was me. I was like, oh my God, I lost it. My magic, it's gone. Can't even speak like Maddie anymore. I don't even know where it went. All I have is this calculated BS paper in front of me. I don't even want to talk about this today. It's not even exciting to me to talk about today. For me. I said that weird. So I hope this message lands with you today. The overall theme of this year together is more money through joy. Yes. But the message of today is, how can you in your life and business create the space, create the model that you love so much, so that you not only enjoy what you're doing, but you really enjoy how you're doing it. If you don't like how you're selling, then there's a block in your sales. If you don't like how your business is structured, then there's a block in scaling it. If you don't like the people on your team, then there's a block in delegating things to them. You have to love where you're at and what you're doing and how you're doing it in order to love the what. Or else you may be cut off like I was. And then you're like, what? Where did my magic go? Where did the what that I love so much, where did it go? It's gone. It's maybe I'm not meant to do this, maybe that. But no, it was never any of that. It was just, I was in a box that I was not meant to be put in. Do not put yourself in a box. There are so many different ways to earn the millions through joy. If something doesn't feel good for you, please trust yourself. Trust yourself. Because that is the only thing you have. What I realize is, even if I trust myself and it doesn't end up working out, at least I trusted myself and now I know how to navigate my own thoughts better. But when I trust in somebody else and I let my power go outside of me to them, and now all of the weight is riding on them, how do I learn anything if it all fails? The only thing I learn is to not put my power in somebody else, which is a great lesson to learn. But certainly don't do that over and over and over again. I would rather make my own decisions and trust myself and fail than hope that someone else can figure it out for me. Because when someone else figures it out for you, then you don't even know what they did to figure it out. So how are you going to ever figure it out for yourself again? God forbid they go bye-bye. You have to learn to trust yourself. And sometimes that means making decisions that are like, shit, that didn't work out. And it's okay, because you learned about yourself. You learned how to navigate yourself. Now you have feedback of, okay, this is what kind of thought that was, and I acted on it and it backfired. So maybe that's not intuition, but this I know. When I acted on this, it worked and it was fun and it was flowy and it was free. That's intuition. That's not intuition. You start learning through the process of trusting yourself. Hi, Linda. Okay. So if you guys thought this was helpful, I would love if you would share it. Every end of the month, we're going to take all the names who shared the videos throughout the month, and we're going to pick a few names out of the hat depending on how many people shared the videos, and we will give you a special surprise. We'll get your address and we'll send you a special surprise in the mail. Okay, so that is it for today's live. I'm going to now segue into talking about tomorrow's program that starts, which I'm so excited about. Tomorrow is the first day of the first round of Universal Law Academy. So ULA, we're calling it for short, ULA, Universal Law Academy, is essentially going to teach you not only, it's going to teach you the laws of the universe. And yesterday I called it God's laws because that's really what it is, right? There's God and then there's universal law. Universal law would not exist without God or Source creating them for us to be able to harness the power of them and create in the physical realm. Universal law, as an example for you, is like gravity, right? Gravity is a universal law. It's physics, right? It's a law in physics that states that everything gets pulled to the Earth's core, right? I don't know the details of it, but I know that that's what happens, right? I don't know how it works. I don't know why it works. I just know that it works. And the funny thing about gravity is because it has such a physical effect on our bodies, aging, falling, planes crashing, right? It has such a physical effect on our experience that over time we had to learn how to work in harmony with it, because if we didn't, we might die, right? If you don't know about the law of gravity and you're like, no, I'm not going to believe in that, and you go and you step off of a cliff, and you're like, I'm not a believer. Does gravity care that you're not a believer? No. It will pull you down to the ground and go splat every single time. Every time. It's like, I'm not a believer in gravity. That's baloney. Universal laws. Physics. Silly people. Splat! The law of gravity does not care whether you know about it or not. It is always working. Whether you understand it or not, it is always working. If you don't know about it, if you don't learn to work in harmony with it, you can die. Gravity can also do a lot of good. We can fly planes across the globe because of gravity, because we learned how to work in harmony with the law of gravity. And once we did that, we were able to cross worlds like that. So it can do good, it can create, and it can also destroy. Gravity can destroy a human, and it can also create the most beautiful way of transportation that the world has ever known. There are 12 universal laws, just like gravity, that we don't know about, that most people don't know about, that we're not taught about in schools. And these laws don't have as much of a effect as gravity does. So it's easier to block them out and not think that they exist because they don't have such an effect on you like gravity does. You can't deny gravity, right? It's with us all the time. Like it's always with us. Like, hello, I'm stuck to the couch right now. Like something is holding me to this couch. It's not me, right? It's always on and it's very physical. And the other laws are not that physical, but they are still laws and they are still working around the clock 24/7, whether you know about them or not. My question for you is, if gravity can create or destroy you, whether you know about it or not, what do you think is happening to your life experience every day that you go ignorant of the other 12 universal laws? If not knowing about gravity can kill you, what do you think is happening to your life experience every day you go ignorant of the universal laws? A slow death. Potentially. Potentially a very slow croaking. This isn't to scare you. This isn't to freak you out. There's people who have lived to 110 not knowing about this stuff. Exaggeration, right? But you can make it without knowing about this stuff. But we're not here to just make it. You're not watching this live so you can just make it to the end and die. It's not why we're here. I made it! Like, good for fucking you. We're here to earn millions through joy. We're here to earn massive amounts of money so that we can be financially free, so that we can live the life that we feel like we are destined to live. So that you can go and you can play and you can go where you want to go and you can do the things that you want to do without restrictions. So that you can feel in your soul like you're doing your life's work here. To me, the biggest thing that I don't want to die with is I didn't do my life's work. Like, no. I cannot be on my deathbed, and this is just for me, thinking that I didn't do my life's work or die trying. No. Nope. So when you learn how to work with the universal laws, these, right, there's 12 of them, 2 being the law of attraction and the law of vibration, which are pretty basic ones that everyone kind of hears about now, commonly. When I first started, they were like really taboo words. Like, the law of attraction, so woo-woo, so crazy, right? The law of vibration, even crazier. What do you mean? So there's 12. And when you learn how to work in harmony with the law of attraction, your life becomes magical. The law of attraction is like the one that has the most effect besides gravity, because it is what brings things together. But if you don't understand the law of vibration, then you're not going to be able to work in harmony with the law of attraction, because the law of vibration is actually the primary law of the universe. Without understanding that, it's really hard to understand all the other laws. People think that the law of attraction is the first law. It's not, it's the second. It's actually the third. The first law is order. The second, vibration. The third, attraction. So we're going to go through all 12 of them, and by the end of it, you're going to feel like a genie on earth. You're going to feel like Matrix in heels. Like, seriously. Because not only do you know that you want to earn more money through joy, but now you know that it's possible because you understand how to work with the power of the universal laws. It's like going back to the Wright brothers. They knew what they wanted. They knew that they wanted to fly across the world. They knew the what. That was evident. That was clear for them. They knew what they wanted. They did not know how until they learned how to work with the power of gravity. Only then were they able to create flight. So you have your what, I hope. Or maybe you're figuring it out. If you're figuring it out, go back to the first 4 videos where we talk about purpose. If you have your what, the what you want, the dream, the vision, the big thing, the vision, the purpose of your lifetime, if you have the what, the universal laws will help you find out what the how is. And it just becomes so much fun. I'm so excited for this program. It's the first program that we created a beautiful like live animation for. If you've seen it, I'm obsessed with it. It's like Madison Rose Dalmaso presents the 12 universal laws. It's really fun. It's really exciting. If you haven't seen it, scroll down on my Facebook page and it's down there somewhere. If you would like the link to join us tomorrow, the price right now is $333 and it's going up to $888. By the time that this program is done, people will be able to purchase the replays until next year where we run it again. It will obviously be more next year as well. So right now the price is 333 buckaroos. There's no payment plan, just a one-time payment. We do take PayPal. If you want the PayPal link, just message me on Facebook and we'll send you the PayPal link. What else do I want to tell you? We start tomorrow. Tomorrow's live is at 7 p.m. Eastern. So the first welcome video and the first law we're going to be going over tomorrow. And I'm just so super excited. You'll have the replays for an entire year to learn them and apply them to life and business. And then next year, of course, we're going to build upon what we've already done. It's going to be bigger and better and just, it's going to be just better every year. So I'm so excited. If you guys want the link to that, comment below. We will send you it and see you inside the program. I'm off to go get this hair dyed. I think we're going to go blonder. I'm thinking that's the vibe, but you'll see tomorrow. Okay, bye for now. See you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. Bye.